Happy Monday morning, Minties. This is the Uncanny Omar here from Near Mint Condition. And today, join me as I take an advanced look at Black Cat, Grand Theft Marvel, Miles Morales, Bring On the Bad Guys, in the Amazing Spider-Man Volume 6, Absolute Carnage. So, please stay tuned. Okay, so the very first book we're going to look at is Black Cat Volume 1, Grand Theft Marvel. Now, before I do, I want to give a shout out to David Gabriel and the folks at Marvel Comics like Michael Breen that go out of their way to send us advanced copies of these books so you Minties can enjoy checking these books out before they come out. Now, all three of these books are due out on January 1st of 2020, so the first day of the year. Now, let's take a closer look at this. Here we have Black Cat, Grand Theft Marvel. This is Volume 1 of Felicia Hardy's ongoing series. I think this is the first time we've had an ongoing series starring Felicia Hardy, Black Cat. It retails for $15.99. It is written by Jed MacKay, and the artwork, 90% of the artwork is Travel Foreman, but I do want to mention the colors by Brian Reber here. And like I was saying, this is the first time we've had a Felicia Hardy ongoing series. She's been in supporting casts of Spider-Man for many decades. She's had miniseries. She's had a Spider-Man and Black Cat miniseries, but for the first time, we have an ongoing series starring our favorite thief in Marvel Comics. And honestly, I wanted to read this. I only got through the first two issues, and not because it was bad. It was just, and I know I don't review books here. I just kind of give you an advanced look at. But I did want to read it because I just wanted to have an idea of what was happening. This was a lot of fun. It reminded me of the Thomas Crown Affair, the movie. And I think that's what I kind of enjoyed about it. Spider-Man's hardly in it. The covers are provided by Jeffrey Scott Campbell. There is a gorgeous variant cover that I'll get to here in the back. The one thing I will say, I don't know if the art by Foreman and Reber are a good mash, because I feel like there's very little detail in the backgrounds in Foreman's art, and Reber does a pretty good job of adding texture to it, but I think another team or another colorist would have suited him better. But anyway, that's just my opinion. I know it's not a review of the book, but it's a pretty interesting art style. It's not. It stands out. I did notice that. I don't want to reveal too much about it. The book is 128 pages, by the way, and collects issues 1 through 6 of Black Cat. Let's look at the variants here. Now, I normally don't do this because I don't want to spoil anything, because this is opposite of the final page of the book, and it is the variant by Art Germ. And I don't want to spoil anything, but I had to show it because it is gorgeous. Here's a variant by Travel Foreman, who is the ongoing artist. Terry Dodson, Scotty Young, that cute little Black Cat, and this gorgeous Mark Brooks Carnage cover. Jen Bartel, and here's Frank Cho, In-Yuk Lee, and then another Terry Dodson, but this is the Mary Jane variant. 128 pages, $15.99. Next up, we have Miles Morales, Bring On the Bad Guys. This is Volume 2 of the ongoing series, the new ongoing series by Saladin Ahmed. Here's Volume 1. And because I know these kind of things get confusing, because you have Ultimate Spider-Man, you have Miles Morales, Ultimate Spider-Man. But all of this takes place in the 616 universe. This is not everything. It is an ongoing series. But this particular volume, Volume 2, rides on the heel of this one right here, straight out of Brooklyn, in case you are wanting to keep tabs. So let's look at this. This is written by Saladin Ahmed, like I mentioned, and most of the artwork in here is done by Javier Garon, with the exception of issue 7. But let's not spoil anything, because I do want to there's Bombshell. All of this takes place after Secret Wars. As a matter of fact, this will all take place after the upcoming omnibus, the Miles Morales Ultimate Spider-Man omnibus that's coming out from Marvel here in January. I wanted to look at Garon's artwork here, because the colors and his art just, I don't know, I think they mesh well. It is gorgeous. And the panels are pretty interesting in this particular issue. This is issue 8, and there's a torture sequence happening here that I wanted to show. This is what I wanted to show. This is the little panels here. All these little panels are different ways of torturing Miles Morales. And I love the tone of the colors. I love the artwork. And this is a great book. I was a big fan of Saladin Ahmed's Black Bolt. So now that he's writing this, I'm really excited to keep reading. I didn't finish this one, but just wanted to showcase the art. There is some spoilers here towards the back, but I wanted to, not this right here, I can talk about this. This is the Free Comic Book Day from 2019. This is Rivalry, and it's co-written by Tom Taylor, another one of my recent favorite writers. And it's a team up between him and Peter Parker. But the book contains issues 7 through 10 of Miles Morales' Spider-Man, and then the Free Comic Book Day 2019, the Spider-Man Venom or Spider-Man story. And here are the variants back here in the back. There's one by Humberto Ramos. And then we have this variant here by Emma Lupacchino. This is the Immortal variant, I think. Yeah, you'll see more here in the upcoming book. And then the Ed McGuinness variant. Now, this volume retails for $15.99, and it has 112 pages in it. I will say one of the things that Marvel does, and because of the different name and titles and changes and renumberings and things like that, one of the things that they do that I think is pretty cool is in the front and back cover, they tell you where to start reading the adventures of Miles Morales. So you start here with that. Here's 2, 3, 4. They tell you the title of the book. They even give you the ISBN number so you can look it up on Amazon and places like that. And then right here is the book that is supposed to be previously read before this one. And here's the last book we're going to look at. This is Amazing Spider-Man Absolute Carnage. It is volume 6 of the new ongoing series. I need to update my comprehensive reading order. It retails for $17.99. And like I mentioned, all 3 of these books come out on January 1st. Now this one I have to be careful because I don't want to spoil anything. Issue 29 is drawn by Francesco Manna. The rest are done by Ryan Otley. And then there's the Red Goblin, Red Death. So you probably just saw that. It contains issues 29 through 31. And then the Red Goblin, Red Death one-shot, which is not written by Nick Spencer. So issue 29 kind of helps wrap up the storylines that's been leading here. Pretty much Peter Parker and Mary Jane are having issues because of something that's happened in her life. And he's talking to Aunt May about it, and he's having problems dealing with it. There is the return of a villain that I can't reveal, and we'll move on to these right here. So 30 and 31 are part of the crossover event, Absolute Carnage. Can't give away too much. Let's just flip through here really fast and look at the extras in the back. Honestly, since One More Day and Brand New Day, things have changed dramatically, of course. So let's look at this Red Death one-shot here. Here are the variants. We have the Red Death #1 variant by Ron Lim. This is the cover that they used. And here are the writers. You have Rob V. and then Pete Woods, who supplies the artwork. And then you have Patrick Gleason writing a story. He's trying to get into the Spider stuff, I see. Because he was in the last volume of Amazing Spider-Man, the trade paperback. He's one of my favorite artists from DC. He came over to, now he's a Marvel exclusive. But here's this gorgeous artwork, speaking of art, by Pete Woods. Another guy that I'm familiar with. He did a lot of stuff over at DC. But I'm interested to see what Patrick Gleason ends up doing at Marvel. Whether it's an ongoing, whether he takes over Spider-Man as the artist. I guess we'll see. Let's look at his story really quick. And this is Patrick Gleason's story right here in the back. As you probably saw, and I can't really show you, but the variants are sometimes in between the issues. But let's look in the back to see if there's anything extra. And there is extra stuff. There is the Immortal variants. This one's done by Mark Bagley. This is the Immortal variant done by Ryan Otley. This book has 112 pages, by the way. There's a Terry Dodson Venom variant, a Mary Jane variant. Here's another Red Death variant. Oh, I guess all these are Red Death variants. That one's actually really cool. And then an ad for Spider-Geddon. Now, that was the contents of the book, what the page count was. And remember, the books come out January 1st, and you can get them from cheapgraphicnovels.com. Your online home for brand new graphic novels and collected editions up to 50% off cover price. Cheap Graphic Novels prides itself in packaging your books so they arrive safely and in excellent condition, as well as prompt and helpful service. Cheap Graphic Novels Black Friday sale is continuing all through December, so there's still time to save up to 95% off thousands of books. Additional books will be added throughout the month, so be sure to check back often and stay tuned to CGN on social media to be the first to know when the new books have been added to the sale. Cheap Graphic Novels, your source for the hottest books with the kind of deep discounts, quality shipping, and customer service that will keep you coming back for more. Please don't forget to hit that like, subscribe button. We can also be found on Patreon if you enjoy the contents of this channel and want to support us that way. And all that is in the details down below, as well as our link to our Redbubble page where you can get our logo on stickers and t-shirts. Again, this was the Uncanny Omar. Thank you very much for watching. And remember, if it's classy and cool, it must be near mint.